Hey, Elle. Did you know that you can still secure Formula One Qatar Airways Australian Grand Prix tickets?
I thought they were sold out.
Well, you can get it through Australian Grand Prix Travel.
That's pretty amazing because actually I have seen that you have your choice of accommodation and tickets and everything with them.
Yeah, it's all included and it is epic. Because I know a lot of people missed out on tickets, but you can still get them.
We may be biased, but it is our favourite race of the season.
It sure
so
is.
how do people get the tickets? Where do they find them?
All you have to do is head to travel.grandprix.com.au today.
And I am going to say this, and I've been saying this for a long time. Maybe we need to make a bet. I absolutely think.
I'm Elle. And I'm Pat, and we are Paddock 43.
And this is your F1 fix.
Welcome back.
I'm exhausted.
I was going to say your hair is definitely giving not recovered from yesterday's antics.
It's fine. Is it? I mean, I showered before and I just put it up.
Maybe brush it.
I thought it looked kind of cute. Okay.
And for those that are joining us, obviously we are straight off the back of Las Vegas Grand Prix. We had our watch party yesterday, but more importantly, just the chaos that unfolded after the race. The whole internet is in a shambles. We are all in a shambles. Lots to unpack today, and I'm very glad that a few things.
I had physical goosebumps and like thinking about it, but I was like, no, maybe they're metaphorical goosebumps. But
I think there is just so many emotions that are going through everyone's heads right now, and we are so lucky that we got to watch that race live and to actually not have to be awake at 3 a.m. and dealing with that, or worse, waking up to the news. The fact that we got
everyone
to see it
else
live,
complaining about it.
Yeah, get over it. Welcome to our lives. Let us have this one thing, please.
To anyone that lives overseas and, particularly in the UK and whatnot, they're like, oh my God, I have to get up at 3 a.m. Guys, seriously, it's one race.
Yeah.
We have that every race.
Yeah.
Well, not every race, but that's the majority of our life. And the Qatar for us next week is at 3 a.m.
No, it's at 11.
Is it at 11?
Yeah, it's at 11 p.m.
Oh, yeah. I read 3 a.m. somewhere.
No, but this is the thing.
Okay, that's so much better because I was in my head. I was like, where am I going to watch it?
But also, don't you think as well, like it's what is worse? Because in this situation with Las Vegas GP, right? Hypothetically, if that happened in Qatar, we would probably go to sleep after the race.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But if it was a 3 a.m. race, then maybe we would wake up just a bit later and we would probably be watching the race and be getting those notifications as they were happening. So it's tricky for us. So very thankful that we got to experience it live. And I just loved I have never seen so much orange in my feed.
I know.
And the words disqualified with two sad faces. And I'm really thankful that we got to see that live.
It was nuts that it was happening and how we found it. So we're still at the pub, right? The broadcast has been turned off. We're sort of moving. We're packing everything up. We have these watch parties for our community, if anyone doesn't know, where we invite so many people down. Like it's a free event, family friendly. Just come down. There's a sim. We have competitions. It's just it's a novelty for Australians pretty much to watch F1 at the pub. And we were leaving the pub and I got a message from my coach saying, Lando, he's been summoned to the stewards. And we were Googling. We're like, the fuck, there's no information about that anywhere. There was nothing.
And because initially we thought it was that something to do with his petrol, that he didn't have enough petrol.
Yeah, that his car weighed in too light. I mean, I think that's what everyone just assumed. And then it just went dark. And then McLaren weren't really celebrating on Instagram and everyone was like,
if you're ever looking for a red flag, when a team hasn't posted their victory within a certain window.
Well, they posted something, but they hadn't posted what they usually post.
The whole team.
Yeah, they'd done their immediate reaction of P2, P4, all that sort of stuff. And then someone else that we know who's connected into the world was like, both of them have been summoned in and this is what it is. And then about 20 minutes later, that person confirmed it for us. And then it came out about an hour later and it was just like, holy shit.
Yeah.
We got everything out and then we went to bed and we woke up and it was this season just opened up. Like three races because the sprint counts. The sprint, that sprint is going to count more than ever.
It's 2.5 races actually.
I'm counting it as a race because that sprint is going to matter so much.
This is why we need the fastest lap back. This is a what do we say? Just F1, FIA, if you're listening, we need the fastest lap back next season, please, because this is where it counts.
Yeah.
And we've said this before, this would have made such a difference in the championship.
But then it's also kind of exciting that it's not there.
Why?
Because we have only 3 opportunities.
I know,
for
but
points.
but the fastest lap, like if you think about it across the season, could have made a big difference. Either way, it's very exciting right now. But I just think that would have been something that could have made it a lot more entertaining.
Well, something else that I think is going to make it entertaining, but also a little bit sad, and it's some thinking that I've been having, and I haven't discussed this with you yet. So keen to know your thoughts. Lando is in front by 24 points, right? And Max and Oscar are sitting on the exact same amount of points, which is scary. You know, Lando is getting hunted now. Like, anything is possible.
Yeah.
But I think McLaren are going to come in and say to Oscar, you need to protect Lando from Max.
Maybe.
And they're going to sit him down and make that the rules. And that's what it's going to be about. I mean, I think Max is such a brilliant driver. He's going to do whatever he does. But if Oscar doesn't follow these McLaren team orders, will he fuck up everything that he is doing in that team and jeopardize what they think of him?
Oscar.
Yes.
I don't think so. I mean, I think it's an interesting point that you make, because I guess we haven't really spoken about this. And I think it is something that can absolutely happen. It is something that we've seen previous years where, you know, teams do prioritise a driver. And in this instance, yes, it makes sense to do that.
I think that's what they're going to do. And I think Zach's going to backtrack on his ass and what he said the other week, being like, I don't want either of them to go. But then,
and it also does go against what he was saying, where he wants it to be a fight in Abu Dhabi. But yeah, I think as a team, I think it's a smart choice to make, especially when you're going up against someone like Max Verstappen. It's funny that you say this is a scary position that we're in. Personally, I'm excited. I just think this season has been so exciting, and coming up with three races, 2.5 races.
It's 3 races. I'm counting that. That sprint is going to matter so bloody much. That is 3 races.
With 2.5 races to go, and that we are down to the wire, and the fact that it's not between 2 drivers, but it's between 3 drivers, 2 teams, is so exciting, and it's just added so much more excitement. And yes, when we found out that this happened, there was so many mixed emotions. Obviously, yes, fear. I thought this has just added another layer of excitement.
When was the
and
last
emotion.
time you felt this excited about F1?
When was the last time?
Because I don't think I've ever felt this excited about F1, but I think that's due to credit that we are so much more involved in the sport now than we were 10, 15 years ago.
I mean, I think, you know, and you and I have been a part of, I don't want to say a part of this sport, but we've been in this world since we were little. So I think the excitement that I felt as a kid watching F1, I think is a very different excitement, because especially I think as a child, so much, I mean, me personally, I know I would put so much emotion, and there was so much emotion in it. And I think now we sort of look at it through a professional lens. And, you know, you and I have professionally, I know that you did work in AusGP previously, but realistically what we're doing now.
I feel like that doesn't count anymore.
No, well, exactly what we're doing now. And okay, we've had this podcast for 3 years. This is absolutely the most exciting. And there's definitely been moments of excitement. And, you know, as a Ferrari fan, I've had big moments where I've been excited, but especially having, I feel, and, you know, being in a room with many F1 fans yesterday.
Shit.
What did you forget?
I just realised I'm at a wedding when Qatar's on. Shit.
That's all right. Just watch it. By 11 o'clock, you're not paying attention to the wedding, no offense to the bride and groom. Or you would be. But,
oh, shit.
That's all right.
Sorry.
I think, I will be in actually, well, for
it
those,
just occurred to me. I always thought 3 a.m, so I was like.
no, that would have been better maybe, but then you could have passed out.
Wow, okay.
I'm actually going to be in Hong Kong. So if any any listeners out there have any recommendations on
no,
where...
wait, the wedding's on Saturday, not Sunday.
Oh, yeah, true.
What am I thinking?
Well, I'm going to be in Hong Kong. So if anyone has any recommendations on bars or cool places to watch the F1 in Hong Kong, please, please, please let me know, because I absolutely need to be around like-minded people, which is what I was saying, that being in a room with so many F1 fans, which again we say is very rare for us, and it's such a blessing, you feel everyone's energy. And yesterday as well, we had a lot of Lando fans, obviously many Oscar fans.
Oh, yeah.
And
It was
feeling
Aussies unite.
the energy. And even right now, I have goosebumps. I'm getting sweaty. It's like you feel so heightened. There's so much cortisol and excitement running through us. And this is just what happened yesterday. The disqualification is the cherry on top of this season. And I think personally, it has made it more exciting. It has added another layer. It's made it more
Everything.
Well, it's just even the playing field.
Yeah.
I think it's even the playing field a bit more. I think, honestly, I actually think it's interesting because you say this might work against Oscar, which it may. I think this works in Oscar's favour because it has made them slightly more even.
Well, I think I would love to see them go out and fight together and really push that and actually see all three drivers fight. And I think all three drivers deserve that opportunity. I think that they need to be fighting. No one needs to be protecting anyone. Give them all the fair chance to drive as hard as they can and perform as hard as they can and work as hard as they can with their engineering teams and their mechanics. That is what should be happening. So I hope that McLaren don't give Oscar those, sit down and we need you to protect Lando. We're picking Lando for this opportunity. Your time will come. Because at the end of the day, look, Vegas wasn't Oscar's best race and he got bitched with that yellow flag in quali, which could have changed everything.
Yeah, that was very frustrating.
So it kind of was a blessing for Oscar.
It was
that he got disqualified.
Yeah.
Because it put him closer to Lando where he would have been further apart. So I want to see them have that equal opportunity. It's like a new even playing field. And for when people say, you guys are just Aussies, like you're biased, blah, blah, blah. The way to describe this is that Australians have never had this feeling before. Britons?
Yeah,
British? Britons? Is that a word? The Brits? You guys have that feeling all the time.
Yeah.
Overseas, America, you guys have that feeling all the time.
Well, not always with F1.
Not with F1, but with a lot of other sports.
Yeah.
They see their superstars constantly win. Even just look at the tennis. And a lot of the European countries as well. It's very rare, except for swimming at the Olympics, that Australians properly dominate, unless you're Scotty James at the Winter Olympics. But how often are we watching the Winter Olympics? Every 4 years, and how often do you tune into that?
But there's Ash Barty as well.
Yeah, but she's no longer in the sport.
I know. The only thing, I agree with what you're saying.
This is our, oh my God.
I agree with what you're saying, but I actually think maybe you're not crediting Aussies enough because I actually think we're very strong in sports.
We're very strong in sports.
And I think the difference that we have
But we've
is
never
that
had this.
well, yes, we have, I think, across many sports, because obviously we are a smaller nation compared to all the countries that you've listed. The beauty about Australians in sport, and this is a wider topic, is that we have many Oscar Piastris. We have not many, not as in we don't have a huge volume of people competing across sports, but we have those golden nuggets in each sport that absolutely dominate.
But they're fucking rare. They are rare.
They are rare, yeah. And we haven't seen this.
And we haven't seen anything like this. Yes. So this is what's making it truly exciting.
It is incredibly exciting.
I forgot about this weekend. I just want the week to go.
You know something?
Really quick.
I just want to go a little bit off topic, McLaren.
Have you heard what's coming to Melbourne?
Oh my God, yes.
Right?
The F1 exhibition.
I'm so
29th
excited.
of October, it's coming.
I know, 29th Melbourne Convention Centre. I've been waiting for this to come to Australia.
Definitely.
Missed it last year when I was in England and oh my God, I'm so excited. We've got race cars, we've got race suits, helmets.
I think there's over 100 exclusive interviews. There's also racing sims, which gets the people involved. Very immersive.
I know. And everyone can come with us, right?
Almost
Almost everyone, because we have 10 double passes to give away.
We sure do.
Yeah.
And it's exciting. And if you want to enter, link below.
Link and description below tells you how to win.
Because I think we need to mention Mercedes.
Yeah, you said you wanted to talk about Mercedes.
Yes.
So what about Mercedes do you want to discuss in particular?
Yeah, so I did briefly mention not last week, the week before when we had a race, that it was a little bit frustrating as a Ferrari fan because obviously Ferrari were coming second in constructors, which is sort of the first last.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
And then Mercedes did incredibly well at Brazil GP. They surpassed them and now they're fourth. Ferrari will remain in fourth because Mercedes did really well this weekend. And I'll just quickly say it. My driver of the day was Kimi Antonelli. He did so well. I don't think you realise, but he started in P17, climbed, held onto his tyres I think he started on softs, changed onto hards, remained on those hards. There was not a lot of tyre left at the end of that race. He ended up finishing in P4, and then after this disqualification, he ended up P3. That is so impressive. So impressive. And he needs credit where credit is due. I know last year, I don't know if you remember, but last year they had a 1-2 with George Russell and Lewis Hamilton. So to see them perform, and we knew that they would perform. I think last week with the episode with Carl, I was like, I think
we
Ferrari,
all
Mercedes.
thought I thought the Ferraris as well. We thought the Ferraris were going
Lewis
to
as
perform.
well.
Yeah.
Lewis was in, last.
I mean, Lewis had the worst qualifying position since 2009
Yeah,
for
and then
Ferrari.
finished P10.
Yeah, so not bad. I think there will be, in the next 5 years, Kimi Antonelli and Oscar Piastri will be the two fighting out for a world champion.
Yep.
It'll be those two.
Although I think, honestly,
And by that point, Lando would have moved on to a different team.
Yeah, or he might have just moved on from F1.
No.
He might be a Danny Rick.
No, I think he is going to be someone that stays a long time in the sport. I think the current grid at the moment, there's maybe one or two. I think Alonso will be the first to go, and then it'll be Lewis.
Yeah.
I think that they will just come to a, happy retirement. They've been in the sport forever, but I just also cannot imagine the sport
I think
without
George
them.
Russell will be this might be a bit of a rogue opinion.
Maybe Max Verstappen, but I think most of the current group will be there for a while. I don't think we'll see many changes.
No, neither do I. I think you're right with Alonso and Lewis, but this is a bit of a rogue prediction, and I will say it now, and maybe you can hold this to me. I think that George Russell is a contender for world champion next year. Heard it here
I don't know how
first.
to respond to that.
I mean, we obviously don't know what's going to happen next year with 2026 regulations, but from what I have been...
It's going to be picturing that car the best.
Yeah, but from what, and we have spoke about this, but from what I've read is that Mercedes seem to be pretty confident with their car next year.
Everyone's going to be confident with the car, though. But also Williams, 2026 is the year that Williams have been fighting for.
Well, hopefully Carlos becomes a world champion. That would be fantastic.
Imagine that. Smooth operator.
Smooth operator.
Made the right choice. Because, they always said 2026 is our year to perform. And we've seen them perform this year.
Also Aston Martin with Adrian Newey.
Yeah, well.
Also, actually, Lance Stroll. He'll be gone as well.
Leave. But speaking of Aston Martin, so there's a lot of rumours swirling around about Christian Horner and all of that. Is he going to buy Alpine? He's going to get back in the sport. I definitely think he's going to come back into the sport. I don't think he's done, and I think he's going to make his entrance. They're now looking at him taking over as team principal at Aston Martin. That is the latest rumour. And...
I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised if he works with Adrian
Lawrence
Newey
is
over
probably
there.
like, I will be a part of this, but I want to take a step back from being the face of this.
But I feel like if they did that, well, Lawrence isn't team principal.
True.
Yeah.
True.
So I feel like if Christian Horner comes in as team principal for Aston Martin, his first move will be getting rid of Lance.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's what he'll do because I don't think Lance's attitude goes hand in hand with the sport. There's enough rumours circling.
Yeah.
And yes,
Just have to look
there
at his
were
face in a press
rumours, but
conference.
guys, like in the F1 world, a lot of these rumours, 99.9% of the time, are true. Like we find out that they're true. They're created buzz for a reason. It's such a wide network of sport. Things slip and get out very quickly. And I know that's really sort of hard to comprehend because people go, they're spinning rumours. Well, it happens.
There's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah.
As we have said.
And, Lance was definitely for some time talking about going to go play tennis. And that was the truth as well. Does he perform? No. Did he score more points than Lando and Oscar at Las Vegas? Yes. Was it circumstantial? Yes. But
Yes.
I think you need something that's a little bit more positive. But then the fact that Alonso has been like, look, I'm going to see how next year goes. And then he's very open about, I'm coming to the end of my career in the sport.
Yeah.
He's really doing it for the love of it. Of course, he'd love more wins and all of that. But I think he's 40,
Being realistic.
44.
Yeah.
What is he?
44.
Yeah, so
Interesting.
I would love to see if Christian Horner did what he would do with that team.
Well, I was going to say.
I reckon he should buy Alpine, not go to Aston Martin,
interesting
to be honest.
that, with Christian Horner, we have said a million times that we think he will by Alpine. I still think that would happen. But if that didn't happen, then yes, if I were to pick a team on the grid for him to join, my next bet would be Aston Martin or Cadillac.
No.
But obviously he's not going into Cadillac.
No.
But I'm just thinking teams that he would be suited to, that would be my
so
my
Cadillac
order.
wouldn't work because he's too British.
Nah, I still
And
think-
they're going the American route.
I don't think that's going to happen, but that's just in terms of the vibe that I get of team culture, maybe that's where he would belong. But on the topic of Christian Horner, I think we kind of need to circle back to Red Bull. Yesterday when we were watching the coverage, seeing Max on the podium and seeing Laurent Mekies, and it just makes me think what he's done with the team is so good.
It's phenomenal.
And hard work really does pay off. And I am going to say this, and I've been saying this for a long time. Maybe we need to make a bet. I absolutely think that Max is going to win the World Championship.
I don't doubt you. I kind of see it happening.
Yeah. Who do you
Hey,
think
Jos
is going to win?
Verstappen would be happy with that if we said that.
Yes, our friend
Guys,
Jos.
if you haven't heard, by the way, what happened last week, which we deleted, so a few people said, where did that post go?
We deleted it.
So there was, there are a lot of things that circulate and documentation of Max's upbringing, blah, blah, blah.
Just repeating what we hear.
don't know what is true in that aspect. We were just repeating what we heard. And Jos Verstappen was not very happy about that. And he reached out to us. But as a result, we've smoothed things over. And Jos Verstappen might be
Maybe.
coming on the podcast now.
Next year.
Next year.
During the OzGP.
Yeah.
Hopefully. We'll see. We were like, please clear up.
He said he would. I mean, he appreciated the apology. When he first messaged, I was like, this is a fake spam account.
I wanted to die.
And then you weren't picking up your fucking phone. So then I was like, right, I'm having to call Peter. Because I was like, I don't think Pat realizes sometimes when I call her, it's actually urgent.
I think my phone was in the other room charging.
It doesn't matter. And so I had to call Peter. I was like,
Peter's like, Elle's
"Get her on
calling
the
me.
phone."
I wanted to die. And maybe I can insert if you're on YouTube, I can insert a snippet of the clip that we were referring to. I wanted to die. Basically, I said it wasn't even that bad. I think there's such scathing media out there and snippets of people saying things about Jos Verstappen. That was nothing, but at the same time, if someone said that about my parenting or Peter's parenting, I would fight them to the death. Granted, my parenting style from what I hear is a little bit different, but I would love for him to come on the podcast. I'm sure all our listeners would love for him to come on the podcast too and just clear some things up. But anyway, I felt sick when he messaged us. We ended up sending a lovely message back, or just a real message back.
A real message, and he appreciated it.
And he appreciated
did.
it, and I really respect that he responded as well.
Yeah.
Also, do you know what? The fact that reached him, bravo to us.
Yeah.
And also, you just never know who's watching, so just be careful what you put out on the internet.
Yeah, I know, but I also know
message
that,
for all.
I remember once we mentioned Jos Verstappen in another episode, and then a lot of people came firing for us. They're like, "How could you support him?" So it's very conflicting messaging.
Which we're not
It's
supporting.
like,
We're not saying he's the best
we're
person in the
literally
world.
just talking about situations.
Yeah, correct.
That we have, we're divulging what we hear, and then we discuss and we share our opinions on that. It doesn't mean that we are right or wrong.
No, correct. And I think as well, nowadays everyone is entitled to an opinion.
Yeah.
Let's just
Let's just
respect each other. Let's all respect each other.
All right, well,
I think that's all we've got time for.
The end of this episode. Do you want to go you red flag, green flag? I know you love it.
I do. But actually before that, any Qatar predictions?
No, I can't predict.
Yeah.
Don't ask me. It's not happening.
Yeah, it's pretty terrifying.
Yeah, what about you?
For Qatar predictions? Look, obviously I want Oscar to win. He won there last year. He does really well at this track. But do you know who else is suited to this track? Max Verstappen.
I know.
Max Verstappen. So,
I mean, look, you've seen it. I wrote my scenarios out on Instagram. It's on our page if you want to go check it out. It's
really well written.
It's multiple scenarios, and I cannot pick one. I refuse to pick one.
Yeah, I think it's hard because sometimes you don't want to put things in the atmosphere, although no one predicted a double disqualification yesterday.
No, that was like
unheard of. But what I will say is I want
literally the slimmest chance.
Yeah, obviously I want Oscar to win sprint and quali. Maybe if I say the wrong thing, this is what I used to do with Ferrari. But yeah, I think Max. Max times 2.
All right, red flag.
Hopefully a Lando disqualification, because if it is a Lando disqualification, that is great for the Oscar fans.
We just need Oscar to beat Lando. I just need Oscar to beat Lando. That's all I need. And if Max beats Lando, then that's still great for Oscar.
Yeah.
So.
And on that as well, I do just really quickly want to say something that I think people get incredibly passionate in this sport, in all sports, and people just kind of need to pull back on the hate. This is sort of what I said last week, where we all get very emotionally charged. It's very exciting. You know, there were some people booing yesterday, which I've always said, like, please don't boo. We don't have to boo. Let's all just respect each other's opinions. And I think that everyone needs to just take a breather, not have so many issues with McLaren. Like, yes, this might happen where your theory that McLaren might decide to put Oscar as their number one, put Lando as their number one driver. Look, if that happens, it is really disappointing for us Aussies. It doesn't mean there's favoritism. It is the nature of the sport. If you're looking at it at a statistical lens, then yes, Lando is winning right now. So it would make sense.
I'm listening. I'm just really self-conscious about my hair all of a sudden at the end of the episode.
Obviously, we as Oscar fans don't want that to happen. But I think people need to just relax. It's so easy to pick someone and pin the blame on someone, and that someone right now is McLaren. People are going, McLaren is wrong. McLaren is a business and a team, and they are trying to make the best decisions for the team. There hasn't been sabotage. You know, it's just things have happened. There have been tracks that have favoured some drivers and others, and we all just need to calm down a little bit.
To unfold. All right.
Anyway.
Red flag, green flag, because I reckon we've got about 30 seconds left on this.
Yeah, so green flag, I'll start with red flag. Just received some really shitty news yesterday after our event, which is really awful, but I'm okay. And green flag was obviously our event. Just being around our beautiful community and watching the F1 and just the excitement of what is happening in the Drivers' Championship and the next couple of weeks is just going to be...
All right, mine's, I'm just going to do 2 green flags.
Good.
Obviously, our event was amazing. Loved having everyone there. But also, green flag is our episode with Carl last week.
Oh, yes, Carl.
So if you haven't listened to that, that was a really great interview. He is one of the 2 FIA medical...
Possibly one of the sweetest men
Formula
I've
One
ever met.
Yeah, so he came along to the event with his kids. He was like, I just wanted to say hi and support you guys. Like, just really nice.
Yeah.
And
real genuine human.
Yeah. The interview was really great. Like, I actually have listened to it a couple of times. There's so many stories, and look, we went on tangents. Sure, whatever. Yeah. We did that.
Yeah.
Sue us. And sometimes I'm listening to it, I'm like, no, go back.
Yeah.
Get back. And I'm like, damn it, why don't we go back? But that's us.
Which makes me excited for part 2.
You put all 3 people with ADHD in a room and
Concerning.
Yep.
But part 2 will come.
All right. Love you and leave you.
Thank you for listening.
Don't forget we have some competitions going, so head to the little description here, which will send you to the links of all of that jazz.
And make sure you like, subscribe, all of the above. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.